competition.
Welcome to Over the Line, the football debate show by fans for fans. My name is Dave Owen. Joining me, we've got Kunle, Gavin, and Nigel. Gents, welcome. How are we?
Good evening. Good evening.
Good. So today is a special episode. I say special. It's our first FA Cup review episode. I believe we normally stick to the Premier League, but we figured, why not, continue the ball rolling and review some of the FA Cup results, especially as we've had some giant killers that have occurred. And speaking of which, let's read out the results as usual. So, starting off with Wrexham drawing 3-3 with Nottingham Forest and then knocking them out 4-3 on penalties. An absolute wonderful result there for, I believe, who are the Hollywood owners for them again? Is it
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, good result for Hollywood FC there. Next up, we had Macclesfield non-league knocking out holders Crystal Palace, which means, interestingly, that is the first time in 117 years that a non-league side have knocked out the holders of the FA Cup. So Palace, poor defence, and their shaky season appears to be continuing. Next up, Everton and Sunderland drew 1-1, with Sunderland going through 3-0 on pens. Just to note, I'm not going to read out every single result because there's been about 1 million games played. It's just selected results for now. Next up, Man City defeating Exeter 10-1. Antoine Semenyo making his debut and getting a goal and an assist. I would like to say, for those who are claiming that Man City are back, it is Exeter, and it was at home. Next up, Newcastle and Bournemouth drew 3-3. Newcastle going through 7-6 on penalties there. Fulham beating Middlesbrough 3-1. Tottenham beating Tottenham and losing at home 2-1 to Aston Villa. The pressure piles on Thomas Frank there. Charlton losing 5-1 at home to Chelsea. Derby losing 3-1 at home to Leeds. Portsmouth losing 4-1 at home to Arsenal. And in the final game of today, saw Manchester United go down 2-1 at Trafford to Brighton. And I believe the last game
they play today.
They played today. And I believe the last game of
tomorrow. The
last game of the round sees Liverpool at home to Barnsley. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of team slot is able to put out there, minus of course Conor Bradley. So let's get down to it. Nigel, we got to start with you, man. United losing at home to Brighton. It looked like United actually put out quite a strong first 11 there, but it looks as if it's same old issues despite the new manager coming in. What are your thoughts?
Well, we haven't got a new manager. Unfortunately, I didn't watch the game. I had some family commitments. But yeah, on paper, the result doesn't look great. But for this season, the focus is on. I guess that means we're only going to play 40 games this season, which is, I think, the first in my lifetime. So, honestly, I didn't see the game. It's hard for me to comment on it. But yeah, terrible result. But let's focus on the league. Some of our players will be coming back from AFCON. And we got another, is it 20, 19, 18 games to go? That's where my focus is right now. And that's it. I didn't watch the game. Can't comment.
You kind of sound as if you're relieved to be out of the competition.
I want us to. It's after where we finished 15th last season. If we won the cup and finished 15th, I wouldn't be happy. If we finish above 60 points, I'll be delighted.
With no trophy.
When I started the season, I wasn't thinking of a trophy. I was thinking.
I'm asking you if you would you be happy with 60 points and no trophy?
Yeah. Plus 60 points, yeah, I'll be happy.
Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting take from a Man United fan. It's an interesting take from Man United fan. Interesting.
Yeah, but you have to consider where we're coming from. When you finished 15th last season, we scored 40 goals.
It's true.
So building blocks. I know everybody was going to be built in the day, but I'm a realistic person. I understand we have flaws and we have to overcome them one by one. It's about laying bricks, man, building a house.
You're preaching to the choir, my bro. You're preaching to the choir.
Thank you.
It's funny you say laying bricks. It's United are shitting bricks right now. Couldn't they? What's your thoughts on the game, mate?
Yeah, they huffed and puffed. They had loads of shots. I think the keeper played. It's one of those ones where the opposing keeper has a good game. And usually, that's what you need to set the platform for you to win at Old Trafford. To be fair, I mean Brighton did make 6 changes, so I mean they actually switched up their team. So, but yeah, it's just same old. I think I don't know if Nigel agrees or disagrees, but this whole thing that United do, where they always run back to their old heads when things are starting to go wrong, don't you think that like not cast a shadow, but when you're those guys who've took the club to its highest pinnacle, they're always there watching, because even at the game was Bart, Ferguson, Scholes in the stands. Then you got Fletcher as the manager. It's like the cloud of 99 or whatever you want to call it. It's always there. So you can never actually start a new era because your old era is always there watching.
I agree. I agree with that. So, go on.
No, I was gonna say, I wouldn't mind if any of them have actually done shit in management as well. Like, no one's done anything in a coaching or management.
Yeah, because that's what I find. None of them have managed, but they're always talking, always making comments. And then I get Ferguson, the legend he is. When he's there all the time. So whenever a goal goes in, straight away the camera pans to Ferguson. Then they'll continue. Whenever they lose, the camera pans to Ferguson. So it's like you're always going back. You can never. How are you going to build a new era and start again if you're always looking at what it used to be or the figures that were there? It don't make sense to me, because I wouldn't like it if every time a goal goes in, they pan to Wenger all the time and things like that. So I don't know how you feel on that, but
no, I think I said in the last podcast. So I know. The one thing I think is good of what this new footballing structure has done is, and I know it went down like a lead balloon instead of removing Alex Ferguson for his ambassadorial role and stuff like that. People may kill me for this, but I actually agree with that, because I don't see how we can move forward by having all these shackles on us. Yeah. Look, Arsene Wenger, how many times have you seen him at the Emirates?
But he's never had an official role with us.
No, I ain't talking about role. I'm talking about former players. Because why are Scholes and Bot all of a sudden turn up? Why?
Oh no, so that's what I'm saying. So he one of the things that he's done that is like it has to be a rebirth, all right? Yes, our history is there, and we can always hold back to any and I can understand saying, this is the way Man United play. I understand we're an institution. I get all of that. But exactly what you guys said is that when we win and do well, you see the noise harps down. But if we ever hit a road bump, it always goes back. We always go back to the legends, the 99s, like you spoke of, and we always go back to the days how it could be. But for me, those days are over. And like you said, there's not like any of them have been trailblazers in terms of management, where we could look what Neville did at Valencia. And I love it when I hear these guys speak, and it's like you just forgotten that what this guy did, what his record was in management. I do believe though that Manchester United are there are certain clubs that are different, and you've got to deal with the pressure. So, and it's going to come, and it's going to be there, and it's going to follow you, and you have to have the shoulders to carry that and move forward. And it's tough to find that guy who can hold that. Now, what I did like about Louis van Gaal, and as you guys all know about Jose Mourinho, they weren't fazed by that. Like, but at the end of the day, the results on the pitch didn't match their ego, unfortunately. But that's what you need to succeed at this club. It's not a normal club, and there's always going to be noise. It's like if Arsenal or Man United had gone through what Liverpool went through this season, my lord, right? So even Liverpool, as big as they are, I think they were so let off the hook after what they went through this season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and we would have been absolutely buried. So I understand there's different levels here and different levels of expectation, and we're the Man United falling on hard times pays a lot of people's mortgages. I understand all of this. So and it's something we got to deal with. You just got to deal with, and you just got to perform. Simply, you just got to perform.
Mm.
Do your job, and then people will quiet down. That's it. Look at what Spurs are going through right now. Can you imagine if that was us? So different, yeah. There's just different levels.
Before we go into
We
Spurs,
need a guy who can hold that.
Gav, is there anything you want to add on United before we briefly touch on Spurs?
Me.
Yeah.
Sorry, was going funny. I was thinking when Kunle was saying about how the old heads turn up, and I think Nigel touched on it before as well. As someone with Jamaican Caribbean background, it reminds me of like funerals. There's only certain family members you see when there's a funeral, innit? And another manager dies, another one passes on, and then these family members pop up out of nowhere looking for a free meal. Like,
Yes.
you just cut it out, man. You don't get Tony Adams coming. Paul Merson's only seen on Sky Sports. Ian Wright, so he's a pundit now. Like, you don't see old players that haven't done anything in management. The only one I respect, and anyone tells the truth, and was saying similar things to what we said tonight, is Roy Keane.
Yeah.
I can't remember what. There was a clip of him and him on Sky Sports, basically saying Alex Ferguson being around can't help management, and it's the truth. Man looking over your shoulder, you got this man that's kind of looking down on you from the stands, knowing that you're never going to live up to what he done. And United fans and United as an institute need to realise that them times aren't coming back and just move on. But you know who is coming back to United? My boy Danny Welbeck. What a player. What a baller. I'm so happy for him. And that's my thoughts on the game.
Good thing. But can I say one thing about, when even when Arsenal lose or going through a rough patch, you see the way Ian Wright critiques. Like he truly critiques. He's not doing it for headlines. He will say what he saw, but even the way he speaks is encouraging. Okay, and him as a footballer, he knows what he's like in the dressing room, and the way he speaks, man, you can hear the love in his voice. When I hear apart from Roy Keane, by the way, when I hear other former players speak of Manchester United, I feel like they're trying to please other fans. I can't explain it. It's bad enough having. I expect stuff like this from Jamie Carragher and other former players who are jealous of Man United's success and stop them from winning medals. I can take it from them; it makes sense. But I feel like when the other Man United ex-players speak, I feel like they are doing it for clicks and views, should I say, and for likes and doing. And encouraging the massive other fans. They're not doing it for the benefit of Man United. And they're also players, and I know what it's like in the dressing room. Who was it? Christian Eriksen gave an interview a couple of weeks ago, and he said, you have to accept criticism, blah, blah, blah. But he said some of the criticism from former United players doesn't help the dressing room. Now, there's two ways to look at it. You could say, come on, guys, like grow a pair. But it's, I guess for them, it's annoying knowing you guys know what it's like playing for Man United. You know the pressures that we do. Why are you adding to it? Because it's one thing Jamie Carragher saying it, but when you guys say it, it's times 10. So that's my view. That's my viewpoint on that one.
Let's talk about another club that's struggling at the moment, Tottenham. Now they're having a bit of a poor season again. Brought in a new manager. All of this optimism, results haven't really sort of gone their way, and here they are, languishing in the table, out of the cup early. Fans fighting amongst themselves. Kunle, from what you're seeing with Tottenham at the moment, like where's it gone wrong for this club, and will they ever get back to the days of challenging?
When you say fighting between each other, where was this?
The fans, like you've got fans calling for Frank to be.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's The thing with Tottenham, yeah, it's literally is what Chiellini said all them years ago. It's the history of the Tottenham. It's just no matter you have to think about it. Is they have had every type of manager you can have, and they've had some of the best. They've had the Conte's and Mourinho. Conte, not when he was finished, he's still good, and obviously Mourinho he'd waned a bit, but he was still Mourinho. And it was a Tottenham thing where before a cup final, you fire him. When
Yeah.
everyone knows one thing Mourinho knows how to do, and a one-off game, he can do something.
Yeah.
He's done it many a time with teams that were considered inferior against their opposition, and he's always managed to find the way. So that in itself, for me, it just summed up their whole mentality. For them to actually, when I saw that, even I was shocked. I mean, as much as I wish nothing but misery upon the whole club, but to fire someone like Mourinho before a cup final, and you know how Mourinho, especially against Pep, you know he gets in his head. So you know there's a 90-minute game, and you had Harry Kane. There was a chance. So yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't think there's any saving them because they've had everyone. Who's left? They've had progressive managers. They've had cautious managers. They've had managers that are considered good in the world. They've tried newbies. Everything is just in their DNA, just to be Spurs, just to do stupidness. Even the game against Bournemouth, I don't know why I didn't do it, but everyone should have put £10 on Semenyo to score because the Spurs kind of thing to let 90th minute allow Semenyo to score on his last game for Bournemouth before he goes, and he did
With his last touch.
with his last touch. Imagine that. That's a Spurs thing to do. It's what they do best. So I actually don't know what they can do. I think they've exhausted all types of managers. What's left? Even the guy they normally go to, Ryan Mason, even he's gone. So what's left? I think they just have to. I don't think there's any hope. They've tried it all. I don't just. Yeah, they got a few injuries, but even those players are not gonna like take that level up so high. Like they got Madison, who's obviously on his day can be good, but again he's inconsistent and usually injured, which he is right now. And then you've got Solanke. He scored 9 goals when he was fully fit. So they're talking like it's the return of R9 when he comes back. So you're still going to have the same type of... They just buy poorly. They just have this thing. They never go above and beyond and just go for that marquee signing to really push them forward.
In their defense, they were trying to, and then you scooped them at the last minute.
No. But this is it. But, but then again, that's the history of the Tottenham. They had how many? They could have pushed that deal through quickly because they must have. Everyone knew if Arsenal come in, Eze was going to run. He would even drive to to Emirates. He would run himself with his bags on his back. So
I know, but even they must have thought with all the players you signed, surely Arsenal have done that.
yeah, but that's the thing. But that's what they say. Assumption is the mother of all fuck ups. If you assume, they assumed, and all it took was one injury, and Arsenal went bam, yeah, Eze come, and he was off. So they have opportunities, and I think the best time they had where they could really build is when they had Pochettino, when they had that Son Kane, and when those two were on fire between them.
Yeah,
they never really built around them, and
that was
and they just exactly. But again, it's the history of the Tottenham. I don't know, man. Long may it continue, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, long may the misery continue for both United and Tottenham. But let's shift gears now. Let's shift to teams that are actually having a bit of a decent season. I mean, I don't really want to do too much analysis into Man City, beating Exeter 10-1. Not only was it all right, scoring 10 against anyone is impressive. However, I don't think we can draw too much into that result, especially when you look at the fact that the team that they put out, yes, Semenyo got his goal and an assist. Well done to him. It gets him off the mark and whatnot. But I actually want to do a little bit of an analysis into the Arsenal game. So, Gav, I'm going to come to you on this one. We went down early. We seem to be conceding goals now more regularly than we were at the start of the season. But we managed to rally back. Martinelli gets a hat trick. Of course, the talk is 3 goals from set pieces. Gav, in your opinion, scoring goals in the fashion that we do, which is the set pieces, the own goals, continuing against opposition like Portsmouth, is there any cause for concern on your behalf, or is it like, who cares? We've got the result, move on?
Nope. When we're sitting in the position we're sitting in the middle of January, I don't care how the goal's going. Happy for Martinelli. Shut up a few critics from earlier in the week, which was good for him. We're through to the next round, and it is what it is. I think we just need to just keep winning. I don't care how the W comes. I think I said in the group, let's do it for banter. Let's only score corners. Obviously, we can't do it now because of Martinelli's goal, but if we only score corners and own goals throughout the whole of the FA Cup, we still get a trophy. So I don't care. In fact, it'll make it more enjoyable. I don't. The thing, and I think Kunle said it before, and I definitely thought it before before I heard him say it. But how can you be criticised for winning corners when you could? It's not like a kickoff at the beginning of the game. Not everybody gets a corner, no matter what. You have to win a corner. The clue's in the name. You have to put the pressure on. The corner is often from the last gasp from a defence that's trying to stop you from scoring. Keeper will tip it over the bar, or a defender will smash it out because the striker panicked him, or whatever the scenario may be. We're not gifted these corners, and if it was happening over and over again, and our coaching team took the initiative to become elite at it, I'm not concerned. I think it's a weapon that today took us out of what could have been a very sticky situation, because Portsmouth are up for it. So it looked like a horrible place to play. The crowd right on top of you. We probably went in there a bit naive. I think that's one of our Achilles heel. We don't take certain games serious, but we got our weapon. We got our secret weapon. We used it more than once, and I was happy, man. Madueke needs to be a bit more clinical, though. He should have got that penalty today. But other than that, I thought it was a good day in the office.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, however the goals go in, the goals go in. But I would like to see more. I can't lie. I would like to see a little bit more, goals coming in from open play, because I don't know,
But
maybe
you say that, but there was a period. There was like a period where we scored 11 goals, and during that 11 goal, we didn't score one set piece. I think it was when Gabriel was out, because everyone said, yeah, it was because when Gabriel went out, obviously it was like, oh my god, the secret weapon, and he did show our corners went, because he's the threat. He causes the panic and makes everyone just run around. So I think pretty much from when he was injured, we didn't score any more corners. We scored like 11 goals, all open play. I get what you mean by you'd like to see variety, but like Gavin said, at this point, it's just about getting the wins, getting the 3 points. It doesn't matter how, because before you know it, while everyone is still moaning and complaining about how we score our goals, we would have built up a nice lead. And I don't understand, because every other team has corners as well. It's not our fault that they can't score from them. Everyone gets corners. Everyone can go to the training ground and practice how to take good corners and get your defenders to head it. Because even when one of the fallback methods that United sometimes use, when things are getting sticky, Maguire goes up front, long ball into the box, he heads it, goal. Everyone still celebrates. Like it's weird. We've got to that point where I think people are so. Because Arsenal, we've been doing well, so they have to find something. And if this is the best,
anything, they have to find anything, which goes back to my Martinelli thing earlier.
For me, if this is the best that they've got to try and bring us down, then long may it continue, man.
No, I'm not here for defending anything Arsenal, but I will say this: I have never seen an opposition fan not cheer when their team scored from a corner or from a set piece. I've never seen that before, and I can tell you now that when we've been losing games, and like you said, they bring on Maguire to get at a set piece, I am willing for his bigger to get on the end of something. Right? I have never not cheered when Man United has scored a goal from a set piece, or any goal, but definitely from a set piece. And I agree with you, because I find it weird. John Terry was celebrated for being able to score from set piece goals back in the day. He was a national treasure. So why is it that he can be one and Gabriel can't? When Liverpool have a corner, they look for Van Dijk, right? Everton, Tarkowski. So everyone has. It's just that you guys are really, really good at it, and everyone's pissed. In fact, I'm actually really happy because that's one thing where we've improved on the amount of goals that we've got from set piece after being so. Our record, even after scoring Harry Maguire up until the last couple of seasons, was diabolical. But now we've improved, and I'm really happy when I see the stats and I see Arsenal then Man United second. Like I'm pleased as well. So everyone, David, for me, your complaints or what you wish to see, I would say wish that for next season after you've bagged the title list. That's what you're going to go and win. Those kind of improvements you can look for next season. Same way as I'm just saying, let me get my 60 points and then let's build it the next season, and then I'll start raising the bar. But for me, you guys haven't won the league for a long time, however long it is. So for me, get that win your trophy. Once you've had that, then you can ask for improvements. But right now, the target should only be to win the Premier League. And however that be, even if you score, you win 1-0 for the rest of the season, and Gabriel scores from a corner, from a Saka corner or a Declan Rice corner, why do you care? Like if you told me Man United is going to hit my target through 1-0, I'll love a nil, by the way, from set pieces for the rest of the season, mate, I'll be doing cartwheels.
No, you've all made good points, and it's not something that I'm massively complaining about. It's just I'm a greedy guy, and I want to see a bit more variety. But one thing that I will say coming out of that game is that it's good to have Kai Havertz back, and I look forward to him reintegrating into the first team and seeing what he can do for our play moving forwards. Because let's be real here, we've got a player in Gyökeres who maybe needs to come out of the limelight just for a little bit. And having Havertz coming back, maybe we can Arteta will finally have the guy that he really wants to actually well and truly play up front.
Do you think Gyökeres will be better off the bench?
I think it's one of those situations where his confidence is low, so he needs to just step away for a little bit. Coming off the bench, maybe something that helps him in the short to mid term, and then build up his confidence again. And having Havertz back will be a very, very, very good thing for him, in my opinion.
We went down to 10 men.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you went Shea Lacey. He got 2 sort of quick fire yellows.
Yeah, came on and came on in the 62nd minute. Was sent off later on.
I think the more young enthusiasm got the better of him, shall we say?
Yeah, it's fine. He'll learn from this. It's good.
On that note, gents, anyway, I'm going to end the show there. Thank you for joining me. We will be returning probably next week, Sunday, where we will be discussing, of course, the Manchester derby, United at home to Man City. Come on,
United. You and I. TED.
We've got Chelsea at home to Brentford. We've also got Liverpool at home to Burnley. Spurs and West Ham. That's going to be a very interesting game. Arsenal away at Nottingham Forest. And we have Villa at home to Everton, and the game on Monday sees Brighton playing host to Bournemouth.
Wait, who's Chelsea got?
Chelsea are at home to Brentford, so that's Rossini's Premier League debut game, I believe.
And who's Liverpool got?
Liverpool at home to Burnley, so that should be 3 points in the bag for them.
All right, cool. And Villa's got
Villa
Everton
at home to Everton. I'll tell you what, though,
those teams are not of your concern. Those teams are not of your concern.
I'll tell you what, though, the game of the weekend that I'm actually paying specific interest to, Wolves look like they're picking up a bit of form. They're at home to Newcastle. And I think that Leeds against Fulham, I think there's going to be a lot of goals in that game. So, yeah, we'll review the results at the weekend. So, on that note, gents, thank you for joining me. To the viewers out there, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you on the next episode of Over the Line. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.